Hi everyone, family and friends. Welcome back to my channel, and I'm so sorry that I was on a little hiatus. Life just ended up happening for me, and I'm the type of person that when life happens, I allow myself to go through it because I understand that if I'm not good, then I cannot help anyone else and I can't be good for anyone else. So my sincere apologies, and I just pray to be as consistent as I can. Update, I moved into a new apartment. I had a roommate situation here out in LA, and God has blessed me with my own apartment. So now I live by myself, so these videos can be more consistent, I can be more focused. But let's get into today's topic. So today's topic is 5 signs that you are a masculine female in pretty clothes. And I decided to go with that title because I realized, one, that I was masculine before this year, and two, I met so many beautiful women in my life who dress beautiful, and they think that that's it to being a woman, and that's the answer to being feminine, and it's not. So the first sign that you are a masculine female is that you struggle with relationships with men, and thus your narrative towards men is negative. And this just means that you go around saying that men ain't shit, that men are dogs, that men are bitches, excuse my language, that men are stupid, all of these traits that you just go around constantly harboring onto, and you never ever, for the most part, have anything positive to say about men. And the problem with that is that God created us, men and women, differently. We are by nature wired differently, and we still need each other, and we still need each other for one of the most important things, which is to procreate. And as women, we cannot do that without men. Another issue with that is that the law of attraction works in both ways. So it works when you set positive intentions, and it works when you have negative intentions, and your thoughts manifest. So what you are constantly speaking, what you are constantly saying, that's what will show up in your life. And I've known it because I've seen it for myself. So it's not that all men are dogs. It's not that men aren't shit. It's not that men are stupid. It's not that men don't know how to love. It's that that's the type of men you attract, because those are the type of things that you say, and those are the things that you focus on. Hence, that's why you end up in a cycle of attracting the same type of men to you. Another sign that you are a masculine female is that you struggle with vulnerability, thus your communication sucks. So a sign, a way that you'll know that you struggle with vulnerability is that you have a hard time opening up and letting people in. So vulnerability is the birthplace of love, of empathy, of authenticity, of partnership, of accountability, of compassion, and is ultimately one of the most important things to develop a healthy relationship. Vulnerability increases personal development and self-awareness. And without vulnerability, you cannot have trust. And the way that men operate is, if they do not trust you, then they will not maintain a relationship with you. So vulnerability is something that we need. I realize that a lot of women who associate vulnerability with weakness also struggle with my first point, also struggle with maintaining a relationship with men. So vulnerability sounds like, I miss you, I love you, I like having you around, I feel sad when you, and then a behavior or an action should be followed. I feel happy when you, and then an action should be followed. When you left the house, it made me feel lonely, and I fear that you would leave me. So that's vulnerability. And if you have now discovered that that's something that's hard for you, then it's just something that you need to work on, because it's just necessary for relationships to develop with men. So the third sign that you are a masculine female is that you are constantly initiating. This is like, when I learned this, it was really like life-changing in my own life, because for me, I am very like, what I want, I go and get. However, like I said, men and women are wired differently, and masculine do and feminine be. So men do and women receive. That's just how we were created. So anytime you are out of sync with that, it becomes resistance rather than a natural flow, and thus men will flee away from you. They like the chase. They were created to chase. They were created to pursue. The Bible says, he that finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. The Bible doesn't say she that finds a husband. So we need to really be clear about not initiating, because it can come off also as desperation. And when men notice that you are desperate, it puts them in a position to treat you wrongly, because they know that you're willing to accept any type of behavior. And then you're more likely to end up in a domestic relationship. So just be mindful of not initiating, and that can mean not texting him when you realize that he isn't texting you or he isn't texting you back, not planning dates, waiting for him to plan dates, not checking him on his behaviors, because all of that is just like energy that you should be investing in yourself as a woman. You should be putting all of that time, all of that energy, all of that focus that you are putting towards that guy into yourself. Like, also, men like when women have obligations outside of the relationship or friendship. They like when their woman is busy and their woman has stuff to do, and that they like when their woman isn't always available, because it allows the space for them to continue chasing. So yeah. Next point is, another sign you are a masculine woman is that you are hard and aggressive. So by hard and aggressive, what I really mean is, I'm an independent woman. I don't need nobody. I could do everything on my own. What do I need a man for when I can change my tire, and I can I can mount my TV, and I can bang stuff into my wall. And it's like, I'm not saying that you should not know how to do those things, but what I'm saying is, when you get to a point of being so prideful in that, in the fact that you do not allow men to do for you, it comes off as you being so hard. And to be honest, if men wanted something hard, they wouldn't be attracted to women. They wouldn't want to be with women. Aggressiveness is basically you always wanting your needs met. You always just caring about yourself and not really being able to come outside of that and think of others. Having excuses for your consequences and not being able to take accountability. Signs that you're aggressive could be the fact that you are hard in your communication. You don't know how to talk to guys. You are very like, you call men bitches. You tell them to shut up. You basically say anything that comes to your mind. You aren't able to correct or check your behavior or apologize. These are all signs that you are hard and aggressive. Aggressive people also feel like their opinions are facts, and they are more likely to make demands, aggressive demands, like, if you don't do this, or you need to do this, or if you do this one more time. And I'm not saying that you should not have boundaries, but anytime you are in a place of thinking you can control another person, that's when it becomes more so about fear. And another sign that you do struggle with that vulnerability, because the only reason for you to feel like you have to control someone is if you feared that the outcome will be different than what you have made up in your mind. So yeah, men don't do well with aggressiveness because that's their nature. Like, men are aggressive. Men are the ones who ultimately need to be in control, want to be in control, was created to be in control, and they don't need women taking on that role. Because if you're going to take on that role, what do you need a man for? And if you're in your mind saying, well, that's the thing, I don't need a man, but it's like, to be honest, we do. Like, we do. Like, if you want to procreate, if you want children, if you want marriage, if you want a relationship, which most women do, you need a man. And you want a man. And there's nothing wrong with that. And that's a part of being a woman. That's a part of being feminine, is understanding that you have something different to bring to the relationship. You are okay with being a woman, just being, and allowing a man to give and receiving. That's what being a woman is, and that's what being feminine is being okay with the fact of just existing. And the last sign, last but not least, that you are a masculine woman is that you have not acknowledged or dealt with the fact that you need healing from mommy issues, or from daddy issues, or from both, or from a traumatic experience. And that one is pretty clear and pretty simple. If anything has happened to you, if you grew up without a father and you felt like it hardened you, it changed, it caused you to be hard. It caused you to guard your heart, to keep your heart closed. If you had mommy issues and it put fear in your heart that you won't be loved properly, or that you will be, that anybody who comes in your life is going to leave you, or they're going to abuse you, or they're going to neglect you. If you had a traumatic experience happen to you that has caused you to have anxiety around relationships, that is a sign that you have been hardened, and thus you need healing before you even think about being in a relationship, or just becoming a whole woman, a whole feminine woman. So these are all my points on 5 signs that you are a masculine female and pretty close. And I really hope that these points has helped you. And thank you for coming back to my channel. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Love you guys. Bye.